The dunes are waves on a sea of gold. To be a dervish is to be free. Join us.
Wasted.
Greetings, my name is Slight, and welcome to a build review on Vanessa. We are on day 14. The reason I do these builds is to show you what endgame builds look like so that you have an idea in your mind what you can build toward. That is how you win these late game fights. So we're doing classic trebuchet water wheel stuff, but there are a couple key things that we are doing that are making this build successful. In general, water wheel hastes our whole board. Each haste trigger on our items charges the shielded trebuchet. Every weapon that we fire, we have two low cooldown weapons. Each of those charges our shielded trebuchet, which causes it to rapid fire. It has a very high crit chance. It also shields. So we are actually relatively tanky because we're constantly getting these crit shields of 240 shield. One of the reasons we're being successful is we have a 1-second icy hammock. You can get this from Chili Charles, the monster fight. Chili Charles is really good for any build that's going to be utilizing two large weapons because it gets its cooldown to from 12 to 2 seconds. But one of the best things about the hammock is that it's very easy to abuse cooldown reduction with it. The idea here is you take this away, get it up to the 12-second cooldown, right? Actually do like this, right? Get it up to 12 seconds, then use a cooldown item on it. If you're reducing it by 9%, that will reduce it by around 1.1 seconds here, just like we have for this icy hammock. Then, with just one cooldown, we have halved the cooldown because it maintains that static cooldown reduction that it got when that cooldown reduction was applied. I do suspect this might be something that gets eventually patched out, but just wanted to throw it out there. So with this healing, which also has a high crit chance, and the shielding, we're relatively tanky. Now, we've got some crit from Keen Eye, we've got some more tanky from Unwavering. We also were lucky enough to get Alacrity literally the hour before this. So up to this point, I have not had Alacrity, but I have had Flurry of Blows, which is another way for us to just be very aggressive right at the start. And we have 58% crit from Inexorable. I was able to get Inexorable extremely early on day 2 from a bronze skill vendor, which is one of the reasons that I prefer to actually check those because you can get Inexorable early enough that it's quite meaningful. Now, a key skill is Distributed Systems, which we got from the Weapons Platform monster. Whenever you use a large item, haste 2 small items. This sort of overclocks our build. We're actually doing so much haste that I don't think the Trebuchet can keep up because every time Water Wheel and Shielded Trebuchet trigger, they haste both of these two items, which is more triggers of haste for the Shielded Trebuchet, and we are actually generating an incredible amount of haste triggers at that point. Other than that, we've got 72 damage coming from Iron Sharpens Iron. We've got a little bit of burn. Actually, we do not. And then we have quite a bit of slow for disruption. So we've got this icy hammock for disruption. We've got the stunning strike for early disruption. We've got two slow 2 items with net launcher. And then once we hit level 16, we upgraded this water wheel to heavy, which is also slowing 3 items every second. So, I think that covers everything. Let's fight the final fight.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelagia.
And we'll see how it goes. Alright, he does have Hardened Shield, which is pretty good. He's doing sort of mass haste with Deadly Race Carl, but I think my disruption is going to be way too much for him. I don't think he has a chance here. This has been perma-frozen. So now that he's started getting some of that shielded companion core off, he started kind of going up there, but wasn't nearly enough. I think I got a lucky haste on the companion core early, but you know what? I will take it against a lizard drooly monitor lizard abuser. Alright, that's the build. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you consider subscribing to the channel, only subscribe for yourself. I don't monetize this channel. I am just passionate about building educational things for the things that I love so that maybe other people love them for the same reasons I do. So if that's something that speaks to you, feel free.